Hello. My name is Seymour Butts.
I can hear you.
Okay. Could I hear me a little bit more? And you, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me.
Oh, I get a little bit of you.
Give me a minute.
Don't crank it too high. You've done that.
Does this help? Does this help?
Wait.
I don't
Hello.
think
This helps. It helps. Yes.
It's helping.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Stereo out. All right. Yeah. How about this? Is this helping?
Yep. No.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. With what? Is it helping with what?
The volume.
Yeah, it helped with the volume. I mean, I can hear you, so it's perfect.
All right. Oh, that's me. Can you hear me now?
I can, but I can also hear really harsh buzzing noise.
I don't know what to do about the buzzing. I think that's the I'm hoping that's not getting into the main recording, but I believe that's the I believe that's the earphone amp that's splitting the signal to us. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, we're having a podcast. So we want to talk about.
Yeah. No, we don't. I think before it's just practicing, right? But really, it's a jam, so it's more than just practicing. It's more than just playing the same scales over and over again. We're actually listening to each other and checking and kind of trying to understand where the music is going and how to follow it. And we don't talk about it. I know that it sounds like I'm just philosophizing here, but we don't say shit about this. It's just what we do. So I'm trying to explain it is that a lot of bands have done this in the past, and I'm definitely not saying I'm the originator of this, but like if you take a lot of time to practice, a lot of people when they jam at practice and 2 hours have flown by and you haven't even started making songs or whatever. But it's still interesting stuff, So I don't know, Nathan. Do you agree with that?
I don't know. I wasn't really paying much attention.
I knew it. I fucking knew it when I looked over at you.
I'm looking at the levels, making sure that we're both being heard,
listening.
and it seems like we're both being heard pretty well.
Okay.
So anyway, you bought me this new 8.
Oh yeah, I bought him a present. I had one that was just kicking around, and we used it on the podcast. And because of it, I was getting these luscious tones out of my mouth, when I was speaking. And I said, you too need a SF5. I mean, a Shure SM58. Yeah. And because you got to sound good for people to listen. That's the number one rule in theater, or my rule. That's my number one rule in any art.
Yeah, for those not in the know, SM58s are pretty much industry standards for like live singing.
Yeah.
You can use them for other things. You can use them for recording. If you want a mic and amp, you can do that. But
yeah. I can tell you something funny. I took my whole rig, pedal board rig, and I tried playing it through this Marshall 10-watt practice amp. Mm-hmm. I mean, this isn't really even a practice amp. It's an amp you leave in your den that you can use occasionally or something, right? Mm-hmm. It's not like something but I use it a lot for practice, though, that I should admit. Yeah. But anyway, I'd never put everything into it. And so I did, and I turned all the effects on really heavy, and it just strained to actually be something. But it turned out to be something very... it was still... it wasn't just harsh noise that you wouldn't like. It was actually musical in its own way. Mm-hmm. So I have I recorded of it, and I put it up on Instagram today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But I'm thinking, it's a cool little effect to have, is just making something up and getting a weird sound out of your guitar.
I'm trying to adjust this camera real quick.
Oh, is mine on?
No, yours is on. It's just I'm sitting back. You can't see me. You can only see a little bit of my upper torso. But now you can see almost all of me.
Almost all.
Yeah.
So yeah, music has been abundant lately, but we still have a way to go, and Definitely more recording to do.
Yeah, we do.
So,
let's talk about the setup of this podcast because I
Okay.
feel like this can look like since we're using video, make this look visually better.
okay.
And one of the things we can do is just like right now, we're using like 2 different cameras. Like I'm sitting across the room from Vinny, but it looks like we're in 2 separate rooms. You know, not really.
Maybe
But
we're
you know what I mean. There's a lot of podcasts where it's like people who are like from like completely different countries.
Oh,
It's
really,
like
yeah.
you just can't like just a bunch of different people sitting in their rooms with headphones on and you know
Yeah.
having everybody just in their own frame, their own camera. But like, since we're in the same room, like we don't have that limitation. So I'm wondering if I'm still being picked up by the camera.
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah, that
Cool,
sounds
cool.
better. That's good.
All right. Yeah. So what I'm thinking about doing is like we're gonna buy some. I don't know when we're gonna do this, but we're gonna buy some beanbag chairs, and we're gonna sit on the beanbag chairs, and then we're gonna make I'm gonna make a table. I don't know. I might make a table. Might buy a table. I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna make a table.
Yeah.
That's where the monitor's gonna go, and then we're gonna like set up these cameras so like they're gonna be like facing us, and like I think about having so like, you know, the right side of the room, or we're gonna have like we're gonna have the cameras on the sides,
Oh, right.
not completely on the sides, but like in front of us on one side and the other, and then they're gonna be like facing towards, so like we're both in each camera shot,
Yeah.
but we got like one shot on the right side and one shot on the left side. I think that'll look nice.
Yeah, and you can switch between as someone's talking, explaining something, yada yada, or you want to get a facial expression, you switch to the other. Is that what you're talking about? Having a 2-angle shot allows you to kind of edit it differently, and
Yeah, we can edit it, but we can also go into the studio. We can go into like studio mode, and we can switch from one camera to the other.
oh, cool.
But then, like, I'd have to be like fiddling with the. Oh, I mean, we don't have to be like switching cameras like left, right, and center. Just we can just switch cameras every so often when we ever feel like it.
Yeah, that's good.
So that shouldn't be a problem.
Let's see. What else is okay? Like, I don't know. We need to. I sound like Biden. It's a Biden alert.
Bidenism.
Yeah, poor Biden. He used to be. He used to yell and be an asshole all the time, and he admitted it.
Oh yeah.
And now he's an asshole who doesn't admit it.
Now he has dementia.
You think so? Or
Probably.
Yeah, but we shouldn't jump to conclusions.
I don't know if it's dementia, but something's going on.
You shouldn't jump to
There's
conclusions.
there's plenty of videos coming around.
I know people
There's
think
plenty
they
of
can
videos
make
you can watch of him just
He
being
used to have a
very
stutter.
confused about what's going on
He was,
around him.
yeah, and he actually acts like me, which is true. I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to be funny, but he does act like me because I have brain damage in 2 parts of my brain. Actually, more than that, several parts of my brain. Yeah. And
Does that make you hopeful for a future that this is the kind of the kind of people that are leading this country?
listen. I don't think they should. Of course not. I agree with you, Andrew. I mean Nathan. Why did I call you?
I don't know.
I believe you, Nathan. Yeah. Why would I? I would obviously go in the. See, I'm forgetting right now because you interrupted me. But yeah. So one of the
You would
things,
prefer a president that didn't have brain damage? Is that what you're trying to say?
a present.
A president
Oh, a
that
president.
didn't have brain damage. Is that what you're saying?
Well, listen. There was a.
Hello?
Hold on. Hi. Can you go downstairs and I'll come get you? Oh, where? Oh, thank you, honey. Come bring it over here. Okay, go watch a movie with your mom. Can you shut the door? Can you shut? I'll get it. Oh. That was kind of cute.
What'd she give you?
Nothing. It was just my views, so I can quit smoking.
Oh, is it working?
Not really. I mean, well, it depends what you mean by working. What's your definition of working in this situation?
Well, like, are you starting to quit smoking?
No.
So it's not working.
Not working.
All right.
But I mean, I'd smoke less than I would. without it. You know what I'm saying? It's carrying half the load, and the cigarettes carrying half the load.
I hope 2023 goes smoother, because I know that 2024 is going to be a shit show.
What?
Because it's election year, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be Ultra MAGA versus Dark Brandon.
Who? Who's Brandon?
Oh, did you miss that meme where like there was this race car driver in NASCAR? You know, he's being interviewed by this lady, and his name is Brandon, all right?
Mm-hmm.
But the crowd started saying "fuck Joe Brown." They started. I can barely speak.
They started yelling.
They started cheering "fuck"
Yeah.
very loudly. The whole crowd was shouting "fuck Joe Biden," and then the lady were interviewing the race car driver. She says, "Isn't it nice that they're shouting, let's go Brandon?"
Oh, okay.
And so that's where the meme came by, where it's like when people say "let's go Brandon," they really mean "fuck Joe Biden."
Yeah.
And so,
well, I mean, I think he was just. It was a complete accident that I think he exaggerated to himself his ability to take a kind of a life change at that age. Is just, I mean, not the way it does now. Not the way the presidency is now. It's different now.
Well, so like later
it's
on,
all about. Yeah.
Well,
ahead.
I mean, I wasn't entirely done with the story. So
Okay.
later on, like there was like some like State of the Union address or something. I forgot what it was. I didn't really watch it, but like the lighting was so weird that it did look like a scene from like Star Wars, or like the evil empire, the leader of the evil empire is like shouting about whatever, you know? Yeah. So they could have the PR guy looked at that, like looked at what they were planning, and be like, yeah, maybe we should change a few things. Let's go a little less evil empire. So yeah, that's where the term Dark Brandon came from.
Yeah. Well, what do you think, my friend? I mean,
About what?
I personally. Do you think what's good and evil is determined by the humans who are alive in any sort of government or any sort of collection of people, whether it be like 10,000 years ago or...
Dude, put the mic to your mouth.
10,000 years ago, maybe 2,000 years ago. But
I'm not understanding your question, man.
I know, because I'm just kind of like backing it up, and maybe I don't need to. So let me think of a new way to say it. I'll say it. It's I don't believe in good or bad.
Really?
Yes, but some people think I am a good man, and I'd say the people who think I'm good outweigh the people who think I'm bad.
All right.
So
Well, who thinks you're bad?
Well, I can't say specific enemies' names or anything.
You have enemies?
Everyone has enemies.
I don't have enemies.
But you know what? You probably don't. You don't, you fucking asshole. I'm just kidding. It's because you're so damn likable, man. But yeah, that's that.
So you don't believe in good or bad?
It's whatever the consensus says it is, right? I mean, because and unfortunately in the United States, the consensus is the consensus of your average person, not your above average person or your below average person. The consensus of the average person, because they're going to actually show up more because they have numbers, right? They're going to show up more on graphs and things comparing the let's say a TV show gets like 10,000 views or something, probably more than that, but whatever. Like, and then they look at their data, they look at who's watching them, and they see, oh, they're the people watching them are 70% white, or you know what I'm saying? So it's like there's this whole I got derailed by your beautiful eyes. So
what are you up about, man? I disagree with that wholeheartedly.
Oh, I know you.
Like
do.
I think a
right?
lot of people. I think a lot of individuals, they have their own. I mean, you can find some individuals that have a very skewed sense of like, right and wrong, good and evil. But I think like overall, like most people have this idea that run to rape, murder, and rob people and all that crazy shit. But since we're on the topic, I think people make an exception. I don't think they believe it's like right for the government to do that. But I feel like they give the government a lot of leeway when it comes to government violence.
Yeah, that's true.
And to be fair, I think people give corporations a lot of leeway as well. But I think the government gets way more leeway than the corporations.
The problem is the corporations and the companies and then whatever they have. You're talking about anything. Like you could be talking about like in the what do they call it? Clothes market. What is that? Fashion segment of society, or a segment of society that likes fashion will go into a store and buy clothes, whatever. And then I forgot what I was talking about.
I was wondering where you're going with that as well. You're talking about we were talking about I specifically brought up how people give a free, not necessarily a free pass, but they give more leeway to governments and corporations when it comes to morality.
Because
and then you start talking about the clothing industry.
One thing that needs is that these buildings are actually, these people are actually like Jeff Bezos, for example. Right? Who is bald, by the way. We didn't talk about that.
Okay.
No, because of our conversation earlier.
Yeah. I think he's trying to be Lex Luthor. Go on.
I don't know what he's doing because exercising that much at his age, especially if he had a company to run But anyway, his point was that because of their places, you pack the gear and you gift wrap and you do this, all of these things has actually created money in communities that before did not have jobs or did not have good paying jobs as they do with him. And they're still not really probably most liberals would say it's not enough, but they get at least $15 to $20 an hour to be one of those people who drive around in a car and hand out boxes. And so the jobs are pretty good. So the whole point is that rich people make what poor people need to survive, which is and sell businesses because they're rich, they have all the money or whatever. But so can Democrats, which you've said on many occasions. So,
I think a lot of these regulations that have placed on businesses, like corporations, they have the money to make sure they're in line with the regulations. They also have the money to hire lawyers to weasel their way out of these regulations if they're not following them the way they should be.
Yeah.
They also have the ability to pay off lobbyists to make sure that the regulations they don't like don't get enacted, and whatever regulations they do like, those stay on the books. And so the government that's supposed to be helping out the little guy is actually helping out the corporations, because I feel like there's this constant feedback loop where let's say Walmart, they swoop into this small town and they put a lot of these small mom and pop businesses out
by offering comparable products at a reasonable price.
Well, they offer a lot of cheap stuff. There's a lot.
It's too cheap.
If you're going to Walmart, you're not looking for something that's
gonna last you.
You're typically not looking for something that's high quality.
Yeah.
It might be high quality. You might be able to manufacture and sell something at high quality, but just it's also cheap. But nonetheless, you're not really looking for something that's really high quality when we go to Walmart. And so that helps put out a lot of these small businesses out of business. And so those people who would have worked for small businesses, now they're going around and trying to work for Walmart. And so there's this cycle that's created where it's Walmart's not paying enough, they're not offering enough benefits.
Yeah.
And so people go into elect politicians who are going to regulate Walmart. And so Walmart's okay, well, we'll offer this. It's not I'm not trying to say Walmart specifically, but just businesses like Walmart in general, these corporations in general. But I'm just using Walmart as an example, And so they'll pass laws so that, okay, now Walmart has to offer you benefits. Walmart has to give you like paid time off. Walmart
Yeah.
has to do all this stuff, but it's like Walmart's like they're a corporation, so they can afford this. But all these other small businesses, they can't afford that kind of stuff. I can't say they can't, but a lot of them can't afford that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so, that helps. Also, in the end, that helps Walmart. Even though they may not necessarily like those regulations, they still like it because it's their smaller competitors are unable to compete with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and how do you feel about that?
About what?
Do you think that that's just the law of the jungle, the ones who get on top and figure out a way to sell more for less?
Well, that's not the law of the jungle. It's the law of the government. Like that's it. We don't live in like a free market.
Okay, but there was, one was a predator of the other, right? Walmart.
Well, there's going to be competition.
Yeah.
And so I think competition is a good thing because people not compete for like customers, also compete for employees. And so if one company is like offering like $10 an hour, and another company is offering $12 an hour, if you're a better employee, you're gonna like, okay, I want the. And like, there's another company that pops up. It's like, oh no, we're offering $14 an hour, and then like the better employees are gonna want to go to like the $14 an hour. And so it is obviously it's more than just money that goes into why people decide which job they're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's like a form of competition. And so like when the government shows favoritism to corporations, that helps stomp down on what you call it. I just but yeah, it helps stomp down competition. Because like the small mom and pop store or the small businesses, they might be able to like offer something different than
unique,
unique that like the corporations can.
Yeah.
But the regulations help. They help. I keep repeating myself, but regulations help the corporations in the long run.
Yeah. I'm always very skeptical.
All
right.
I realized where I was going. Right.
All right.
Because the regulations help the corporations, then like there's less there's less opportunities for people. So they're like, okay, I guess I'll just work for some corporation.
Yeah.
And then like it's just
I don't know
these
what
smaller
people
group
expect,
of corporations. Hello. All right. Yeah, it's still working. There's just buzzing that just disappeared for some reason. But where anyway, the small there's like a smaller pool of employers to choose from.
Yeah.
And so like they're just competing with themselves. It's like Target pays. Like, I'm not saying this is actual how much they pay, but let's say like Target pays $11 an hour, and then like Walmart pays like $12 an hour. It's like yeah, you're gonna want for Walmart in that situation, but it's like if they're then those wages, it's just a lot easier to keep those wages low.